Hey there, Chris McCarthy here with Brand Identified, and today I'm going to walk you through an AI business integration plan to help you define your creative direction and your creative assets. You will be able to use this 6-step framework to clarify exactly what marketing assets to build, when to build them, and how to ensure that every piece of content aligns with your campaign strategy. So this is what we'll cover today. First up is a 6-step AI-powered framework. Then I'm going to help you answer the 10 questions that you must define to build out your AI strategy. Then I'm going to show you how to accelerate your strategy using the custom GPT over at BrandOptimizer.ai. Then I'm going to walk you through a 6-step AI prompt sequence to help you customize your framework and your strategy specifically for your business, also using that custom GPT over at BrandOptimizer.ai. And then finally, I'm going to show you how to install Brand Growth AIOS into your business. So let's jump in and get started. So step number 1 here of this AI-powered framework is to define. Start by answering these 10 clarity questions. Your answers will help us generate a precise asset checklist and creative direction guide tailored to your goals, your team, and your resources. So question number 1, what types of marketing content or assets does your team regularly produce? We start by identifying the core deliverables like emails, social posts, landing page, ads, and sales decks so that we can build a checklist that supports every content type. Question number 2, do you currently provide your team with a checklist or a brief before content gets created? If content starts without structure, it usually ends up off-brand or off-message. We need to know if direction is built in or if it's being left to interpretation. Question number 3, who is responsible for creating or managing your content assets? The structure of your team, whether it's in-house or outsourced, impacts how direction is communicated and where bottlenecks tend to show up. Question number 4, how do you decide what content or assets for a campaign? We want to know if your content is strategically planned or just created based on reactive needs. This shapes how we improve your entire planning process. Question number 5, is your content aligned with a clear brand style guide or visual direction? Consistency matters. If you don't have brand standards, your visuals and your messaging will be confusing and your audience won't recognize your brand. Question number 6, what part of the content creation process tends to cause the most friction or slowdown? Identifying where things break down, whether it's revisions, vague briefs, or missing direction, helps us know what to solve first. Question number 7, how often do you find yourself needing to rush or scramble to get content produced on time? If this is happening regularly, it's a sign that your content calendar or your creative workflow need more structure and lead time. Question number 8, do you have a system or a structure in place for managing creative assets and deadlines? We need to know if deadlines are tracked, assets are organized, and approvals are built in, or if everything happens last minute. Question number 9, what creative assets do you think has the most room for improvement right now? This shows us where tightening direction could make the biggest difference, whether that's in ad copy, design, or production workflow. And then finally, question number 10 here is, if your team had a clear asset checklist and creative direction system, what would that improve? Whether it's faster production, higher quality, fewer revisions, or a more confident team, this defines the results that we are building towards. So step number 2 here in this framework is to list. We want to identify all the assets needed for your next 1 to 2 campaigns. We start by breaking down every deliverable required and making sure that nothing is missed or getting duplicated. So outline every channel that you'll use in the campaign, list every asset type needed per channel. So for example, emails, ads, and posts. Clarify unique needs for video, graphic, or copy elements, and use past campaigns as your reference points. Now for step number 2, and then all upcoming steps in this framework, I've given you an AI prompt to help you with this strategy. Now more specifically, I've given you a BrandOptimizer.ai prompt. Now BrandOptimizer.ai is a custom GPT that I've developed over at Brand Identified after working with hundreds of clients over the past 25 years. So I want to make sure that you're taking this prompt and all upcoming prompts and not just adding them or prompting them into ChatGPT or another large language model. This has to be used over at BrandOptimizer.ai because it's the only GPT that has access to that entire knowledge base. So for example, this prompt here is we are a, and add in your business type there, that serves, and then add in your target audience. Help us create a full asset checklist for the next 1 to 2 campaigns across all platforms and formats. So what you will do is go over and visit BrandOptimizer.ai. Now from here, you're going to click on Launch the Custom GPT. That's going to open up ChatGPT, but it's going to open it up here into the Brand Optimizer Custom GPT interface. So this is where you're going to grab that previous prompt from step number 2. You're going to take the questions from step number 1 and your answers from those questions, those 10 questions from step number 1. You're going to add that all into this prompt window over here at BrandOptimizer.ai. So I want to make sure you are definitely using BrandOptimizer.ai. So moving on here into the next step of this framework, and this is step number 3, and this is assign. Delegate each asset with clear ownership and deadlines. Once the list is created, make it executable by assigning who's doing what and by when. So assign team members or vendors to each of those assets. Set realistic creation and review deadlines. Clarify who approves content before it gets launched, and use your project management tool to organize the delivery. And then once again, I've given you another BrandOptimizer.ai prompt to help you out here in step number 3. Step number 4 is to guide. Write a creative brief that sets the direction for all of your content. Avoid misalignment by giving clear guidelines to everyone creating your copy, your graphics, or your video assets. So define the campaign theme in the message, share brand voice and tone requirements, include references or brand examples, and attach any necessary templates or brand files. And then as always, I've given you another BrandOptimizer.ai prompt for step number 4. So moving on to step number 5, and this is to produce. Build each asset using templates, systems, and collaboration tools. Now it's time to move from your checklist into creation with clarity and speed. So use templates for emails, graphics, and page layouts. Collaborate through shared folders or content calendars. Schedule regular check-ins or reviews, and track your progress in your project tool of choice. And then I've given you another BrandOptimizer.ai prompt for step number 5. And then finally, here is step number 6, and that is to review. Audit the final assets for alignment, clarity, and brand consistency. Before you launch, verify that everything feels cohesive and strategic. So double check your messaging, your visuals, and your call to action. Review for grammar, formatting, and functionality, and ensure that brand guidelines are followed in every asset, and approve and organize all final files into a ready to launch folder. And then once again, I've given you another BrandOptimizer.ai prompt for step number 6. So this leads us into a 6-step AI prompt sequence that I've developed for you to help you instantly create your custom strategy for your business, also using that BrandOptimizer.ai custom GPT. So the first prompt here, this is your strategy prompt, and that is help me build a complete strategy for asset checklists and creative direction that aligns with our brand and our business goals. Prompt number 2, this is your execution prompt, and that is give me a step-by-step execution plan to implement asset checklists and creative direction effectively in our business. Prompt number 3, this is your audit and your optimization prompt, and that is audit our current asset checklists and our creative direction and recommend improvements or optimizations that we should make. Prompt number 4, this is your template and your tool prompt, and that is provide a fill-in-the-blank template or framework that I can use to create or approve upon our asset checklists and our creative direction. Prompt number 4, this is your role-based prompt, and that is how should and you will want to insert your title, your role, or a position within your organization. So for example, founder, CMO, or marketing manager, approach asset, checklists, and creative direction in a growing business. And the 6th final prompt here is your integration prompt, and that is how does asset, checklists, and creative direction connect with or support other areas of our business, for example, marketing, sales, or operations. So this leads us to Brand Growth AIOS, and this is an AI-powered operating system to optimize your business. It is a proprietary 16-phase optimization and execution strategy that integrates 60 specialized services into one unified growth engine. It is designed to transform your business into a high-performance, fully optimized, and scalable operation. Every service is delivered in a structured, sequence-based framework that starts with deep diagnostics, applies proven strategic models, and then executes with AI-enabled tools and automations. Now I've prepared a short overview video of Brand Growth AIOS that I'll queue up in just a few seconds here. But first off, I want to make sure you check out brandidentified.com to learn more, then also visit brandgrowthaios.com as well. The Brand Growth AIOS is a complete operating system for your business. It's a proprietary 16-phase optimization and execution strategy that pulls together 60 specialized services into one unified growth engine. The entire system is designed to take your business from where it is today and transform it into a high-performance, fully optimized, and scalable operation. Now here's the important part. This isn't just a collection of services thrown together. Every step is structured, it's sequence-based, and it follows a very specific framework. We begin with deep diagnostics, then move into proven strategy models, and then bring it all to life with AI-enabled tools and automations. Once the Brand Growth AI OS is installed inside your business, here's what you can expect. Your company will run on a streamlined, data-driven, AI-supported infrastructure. You will deliver a consistent, high-quality client experience that drives both retention and referrals. Your offers, pricing, and positioning will be optimized for your market. You'll have predictable opportunities coming in through campaigns, funnels, and content systems that are built to work together. And you, as the founder, along with your leadership team, will finally be able to focus on strategy instead of being stuck in daily execution. So let's talk about what that means for your role versus ours. Your role requires only a minimal time investment, about 15 minutes per day for quick approvals and roughly 30 minutes a week for high-level strategic reviews. That is it. Our role is to handle everything else: the audit, the strategy, the design, the build out, the optimization, and the execution of your complete Brand Growth AI OS. That way, you can stay focused on leading your business while we install the system that allows it to scale.